Welcome back to another video, Linkzup DR from beautiful Sosua Beach. What if I told you I stayed in a highly rated Airbnb in Punta Cana with 19 five-star reviews and it turned out to be a haunted house? I mean, like doors opening on their own, foul smell we couldn't even explain, the Wi-Fi and power cutting in and out, and a feeling that something just wasn't right. And believe me, this isn't clickbait. It really happened. So here's the full story. So normally I fly into Puerto Plata. That's where my properties are and where I do business. But this time flights were crazy expensive. One way to Puerto Plata was over $560. So I found a $170 ticket to Punta Cana instead. So I thought, why not turn it into a networking trip? I wanted to visit a friend who owns one of the biggest nightclubs in Punta Cana. So I invited my business partner, Eugens, another associate as well, to come with us. They drove 7 hours across the country from Sosua to Punta Cana to pick me up. We figured, let's turn it into a one-day Linkzup vacation. Chill, hit the club, and then head back to Sosua to get back to work. Linkzup finest out here. All right, welcome to downtown Punta Cana. Now, let me give you some quick background information. Punta Cana is the eastern tip of the Dominican Republic, known for beautiful beach resorts and tons of international tourism. About 40 minutes is Igwe, the spiritual capital of the region. It's home to famous Basilica, I'm going to get this name wrong, but let me get it right. Basilica Nuestra Senora de la Alta Gracia. Okay, you can laugh at me in the comments, please. One of the most important churches in the Caribbean. And we'll come back to that later. So let's get into the Airbnb. The listing looked great, had amazing photos, solid price, and 19 reviews. But when we pulled up, it was a completely different story. The building was super duper rundown. Like paint chipping off everywhere, off the walls, off the ceilings. It was bad. So there's also a massive converter transformer sitting in the middle of the courtyard. So now, let's take a step inside. There was still food in the fridge, dirty ice in the freezer, a weird smell in the bathroom and bedroom, and the linens were still hanging out to dry on the patio. I actually filmed a walkthrough video of the place. I'll play that for you now. It's a beautiful night in Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. Here for the night. Flew in straight from TO, spent the night here, checking out a friend who owns a nightclub out here, and then gonna head to the Soo in the morning. So anyways, so the purpose in this video is I rented an Airbnb. So I'm an Airbnb host. I rented an Airbnb here in Punta Cana. I went online, saw the listing, the review looked good, the photos look good. I just want to say I got catfished very hard, okay? I was really debating whether I wanted to put a video out reviewing someone else's Airbnb, but I was compelled by multiple reasons. So I'm not going to give any personal or location sort of information about this Airbnb other than it's downtown Punta Cana. But let me just point out, this is all the best sort of criticism, just so you know the do's and don'ts, actually more so don'ts than do's when you're running an Airbnb business. The first thing I'll start off with is when you're walking into the property. Some things I guess I know are out of guests' control, like the exterior of the building, because you don't, as a host, control the building. Unless you own the building, that's different. But if you don't, then if you are an owner, you should be speaking with the condo board to let them know what's going on. So, to give you an example, look at the roof above me. It's like that all throughout the building. So that's the first thing I'm seeing as a guest walking into this Airbnb. I'm like, I didn't see that in the photos. Even outside, like this whole place just needs a painting. But again, I can't specifically blame the host for that one, okay? So now I'm gonna walk into the Airbnb. Happy home, happy home. All right. So actually, it's a good size for a one bedroom. I paid about 75. No, it was like 55. Then they charge a $20 cleaning fee on top of that. I don't like when they charge cleaning fees on top, to be completely honest. I just like to know what the price is when I'm looking at it before I hop into the photo, well, the profile itself. All right, so the blue wall, weird. I'm just not a fan of the blue walls. Let me know if you see something wrong with this picture. The size of the room versus the size of the TV, number one. Two, why the hell is the microwave there? Okay, let's keep it going. We'll step outside for a second. I like the patio. It's a nice touch. Like I sit out here, have a drink, have a Presidente, have a cigarro, relax. The thing I didn't like when I walked here, this is a sheet, still drying. These are the towels. Why are they there? These should be folded and left either in the drawer or on the bed. So I'm just saying, if you're paying a cleaner to do it, if you have a housekeeper, make sure that these aren't left out. That's, in my personal opinion, that's unprofessional. But the bar is low. That doesn't take much to solve. But anyways, beautiful patio. There's free parking. Pool across the street. Live music. All right, let's go back inside. Let's open up the fridge. First of all, what's going on there? So first thing I saw when I opened up the fridge was someone's orange. The last guest left their orange in there. Some dirty ice is in there. I don't know how long that's been in there for. That could be a health issue. Next thing I want to point out is the ceramic tile. It's Chinese, it's plastic, it's not quite ceramic, if you have the drift. Yeah, that's a big don't. It looks like they taped it up there, actually. Nope, it's missing there. This guy went crazy with the Chinese plastic tile. Yeah. All right, step to the bathroom. Sorry. As soon as I get here, there's a smell that hits my nose, and it's not pleasant. Like it's not a good smell. Just come here. It looks like there's a painting that they tried to paint over their own custom white. I don't know. Too many colors going on the wall. So there's the cheap Chinese store stuff. There's the gray. There's the white. There's this tile. There's that brown stain up there. What the hell is that? Okay. Yeah, washing machines there. That's fine. Me personally, I like using these. I would have that hanging up higher. Well, actually, I wouldn't even have that there. I would have actual blinds there, but matter of fact, okay. This is actually don't need blinds because you can't see through these windows. So this is just completely unnecessary. But if it were another room, I would have that going all the way to the ceiling. So it's the ceiling to floor drapes. All right, let's go to the bathroom. Sorry, let's go to the bedroom now. It's probably a storage room. Lock on it. Not sure it's open actually. I'm not even gonna bother to go in there. I don't want those in there. All right. Let's talk about the bedroom. This is where the magic happens. All right. So this painting is actually not customized. Good. Leave it alone. Please don't turn off AC when not in use. Sorry. Please turn off the AC when not in use. Yeah. Okay. I agree with that. I hate when guests. They'll be out all day and they're just gonna leave your AC on and it's gonna keep on running. They don't care because they're not paying for it. Okay, so there's too many colors going on right now. So we got, again, the gray that's there. We got the blue accent wall, just is kind of thrown me off, but it looks good. Sorry, it looks decent in the photos, but this doesn't look good in person. Then you have the plastic dollar store Chinese tile. Whoever did this, they went ham. They went ham. Damn. Sorry they did that, because that is not good. All right, so again, the drapes, these guys, I would have them floor to ceiling. So I'd have the height a bit longer to go all the way up, at least to the top right there. So the same for both of those guys. Other than that, the room is fine. It's a king-size bed. It's a large room. I do like the size. The AC, it's an older one, but it is working. All right. Last thing I'm going to mention is the Juliet balcony. This is actually, it's not a bad touch. Like, I kind of don't mind this. All right. That's about it. Again, I apologize to the host of this place, but I hope you watch this and I hope you take some learning from it. This is not me being critical for no reason. I'm an Airbnb host, so when I go and I stay in another host property, I am going to look at it critically from my lens of what I would think I would want as a guest staying there. I'm not going to leave this guy any bad reviews. I'm not even going to leave him a review, period. Maybe I'll shoot him a direct message just saying, hey bud, point 1, point 2, point 3, maybe you can, if you liked it, you could improve on that. The reviews weren't bad, but then again, there weren't too many reviews. So sometimes when people start out, they get their friends and family to put in the reviews. So rule of thumb, if there's less than, let's say 10-15 reviews, maybe 10 reviews, then err on the side of caution. But all right, pause the video for a second. It's actually funny that I mentioned that in hindsight. So as I'm going through the video now, I happen to look at the reviews for the first time since I booked it. And as I'm looking at it right now, I'm seeing that a lot of the names are either exactly the same or very similar. So like the first 4 names, well, the first 2 are the same, and the second 2 that followed are very similar to each other. It goes further like that as I go down along the list. I was going to post these reviews, but these are fake accounts. I'm like 90% sure, and this is public anyway, so I did black out a couple of the faces so you don't see the faces that are in there. But just, yeah, be aware when you're booking. All right, keep on rolling the video. Anyways, hey, I'm going to enjoy my night. I'm in Punta Cana, okay? There's live music going on outside. I might go check out the live music. Maybe let me show you. It's a beautiful city. This guy's live. Like, this guy's got crutches on. He's going hard. Oh yeah. All right, I think I need a Presidente. That's it. Have a good night, guys. Peace out and Linkzup. We're back. Now, this is where things started getting weird. As soon as I walked into the unit, my phone signal dropped and no Wi-Fi. And my data only worked outside of the building. Okay, small occurrence. Later that night, the power even cut out. So, I was in the bedroom and the door opened by itself. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. And I made sure that it was latched shut. This isn't a door that swings open, like you have to turn the knob. So the second time it opened, I put a shoe rack in front of it. But in the middle of the night, I heard it open again. So 2 of my friends were sleeping on the couch. They told me that the fridge door was open on its own. And the front door unlocked twice after they had locked it. So now, keep in mind, we're all exhausted. I had just flown in. They drove 7 hours across the island to come see me. We also went out to my friend's nightclub that night as well. So I'm just saying, we were all quite tired, right? So we thought maybe because we were just tired, maybe it's all in our heads. And we're also not communicating with each other, so we don't know that we're all having these individual experiences. But looking back on it, way too many things happened for this to be just a coincidence. So the next morning, I got a message from the Airbnb host. It's good, brother. I got a message from the Airbnb host. He said we owed him money for electricity. And I'm thinking, like, seriously? You have to be kidding me. And then because the power went out. How the heck do we owe you money for electricity? No, sorry, sir. So I replied respectfully. I told him about the leftover food, the linens on the patio, the weird smell, the dirty freezer, etc., etc. So just from one Airbnb host to another, giving honest feedback. I wasn't going to give him a review at that point. So he replied, if you leave me a 5-star review, you don't have to pay for the electricity. Oh, okay, ding, ding in my head. I understand the game now. that he's playing. But I'm not leaving a review. And I said, I'm definitely not paying for your power either. He then tells me he's selling his condo. And at that point, it all made sense. He probably knows something's off. Those 19 five-star reviews, probably from his guests who got the same offer. Don't pay if you leave a good review. That's shady business. I can't respect that. And honestly, the place is dangerous. So I wasn't even going to put this out. I wasn't even going to give him a review. But I'm not going to give him a review because I said I wasn't. But I didn't tell him I wasn't going to put this out because I just want people to know that this is what is possible of happening when you go and stay another Airbnb. All right, so for guests, don't trust perfect photos and reviews. Check all the exterior photos, okay? Look for reviews that mention smell, noise, cleanliness, or maintenance. And most of all, trust your gut. If something feels off, it probably is. Now, my advice for hosts, clean your property properly, communicate clearly, and don't pressure people for fake reviews. It kills your credibility and it's not a long run sort of strategy you can use. So after everything, we decided to stop at a church in Igwe. I'm going to say the name again. Probably going to say it wrong. I'm going to get it one day. We visited the Basilica Nuestra Senora de la Altagracia before driving back to Sosua. By the way, I start my Spanish lessons next week. Seriously. It's one of the most beautiful churches I've ever stepped into. We prayed for protection, for guidance, and for a peaceful journey home. After that night, we needed it. I'm not the Ghostbusters, okay? I'm just a guy who's trying to start a business in paradise, you know? What's up? What's up? So I don't walk in fear. I have my faith in God and in Jesus Christ. And that's what gives me my peace and strength. On the drive back, we pass under a bridge outside of Igwe. And on the concrete, someone had spray painted, Christ is King. I would never see that in Toronto. I would never see that in Canada. But in the Dominican Republic, faith is still alive in public spaces. That's one of the things I love most about this country. No ghosts, no spirit, no bad energy can shake me because I walk with God. So yeah, maybe that $170 flight wasn't worth it after all, but at least it made for a good story. And if you've ever had a haunted Airbnb experience or just one crazy one, drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear it. And if you're thinking about investing in the Dominican Republic, reach out. I'll help you find a property that's legit and most importantly, not haunted. All right, so that's about it for this video. If you enjoyed it, give me a like, give us a follow, give a comment, and we will see you in the next one.